Today on Awakening with Amy, these 3 words will manifest any desire. Welcome, Amy Valentine here to help awaken within you your ideal life so you can be, do, and have any desire. And today we're going to talk about a Neville Goddard technique based on some of his teachings. And the technique is these 3 words. So before we get started into the video, I just want you to imagine, to just ponder this idea. What if you can shift to any reality using your imagination with these 3 words? And before I tell you what the 3 words are, I'm going to read a Neville Goddard quote, and then we'll get into the video and the technique. The ideal you seek and hope to attain will not manifest itself, will not be realized by you until you have imagined that you are already that ideal. Neville Goddard. So you can probably guess what the technique is, what the 3 words are through that quote. So he's saying in that quote that the ideal that you seek and hope for is not out there. It is not in time, in linear time. We have to suspend our belief in the past, creating the present creating the future, in linear time, just long enough to allow ourselves to imagine our ideal. Because if we don't suspend our belief, at least this is what I have come to learn for myself, is if you don't suspend your belief in linear time, then you're literally creating from the already concrete circumstances. And that is very limiting and very frustrating because it doesn't always lead you to what you want. It leads you sometimes and more often to more of what you don't want. So the ideal you hope and seek to attain will not manifest itself until, Neville says, you go within and claim it and imagine it as if it were a present fact right now. That's it. So present, your I am awareness. Think about this. Your I am, who you really are, that eternal, changeless you that's always expanding. So I became into a physical body. That I am awareness is always present focused. It's always just here and now. Saying present focus is still kind of a concession, like Bashar says, but how else are we going to explain it in language? So I trust that you understand what I'm trying to say. The message is there's only ever the now a moment. Everything is here and now. So the 3 words, the technique to practice manifesting, meaning having right now before you can see it, is it's already done. It's already mine. It's based on Neville Goddard's idea of persistent assumption. Persistence, meaning he's saying not in effort, not in time. He's saying persistence is about remembering who you really are. That you are the God of your reality, that there's one God and it's within you. So when you ask a God that feels outside of you, that's separation. But when you ask as if your God is your human imagination, that is the portal that takes you to your wish fulfilled. Persistence is about frequency and intensity. And think about it. Everything that we manifest in our life, whether we know it or not, whether we do it consciously or not, is because we persisted in something. So why not persist Neville Goddard's wish fulfilled means persisting in remembering your true nature, that you're one with God. God is your human imagination. Think of your human imagination as the bridge to the higher imagination, which is God. That's what he's saying, that meaning you are God, meaning you are always one with that divine imagination. Your human imagination is the portal, so to speak. So when you just imagine, very simply, no complex scenes. If you want to, imagine the scene. But it's about simplifying Neville Goddard's teachings and just saying, it's already done, it's already mine. That's it. Dare to assume that it's already mine. It's already done. That is the gift from source energy, from God, infinite intelligence, that made you in its image and likeness to be a creator of something physical, to have an experience, to know yourself, to remember. That's what persistence means. You're persisting in the love of who you are. Neville says, there's only one power, one God, whatever you want to say, one energy, right? But we can either flow that energy towards lack and limitation, or to the unwanted reality and make that, keep recreating that, keep imagining and persisting in that, or we can dare to assume that we already are what we want to be and dare to put our attention and focus, our imagination on it's already done. It's already mine, whatever that is. Fill in the blank. Think of imagining as remembering who you really are. Doesn't that feel powerful? So your reasoning mind's going to deny it, right? But when you persist in the higher thought, you will see the entire world rearrange itself to match what you persistently assume to be true for you. That's it. So you want to look at the physical reality as clay and not as concrete, not as solid. No facts are final. Train your mind to see beyond the visible to the invisible, because the invisible is always in the state of becoming what you focus your attention on. That's it. So persistently assume it's already done. Gratitude, thankfulness, appreciation, that I don't have to mess in the circumstances of my life. I don't have to declare them solid and concrete. I can mold them with the hands of my imagination to become more, to think higher, to be more of what I already am. That's what Neville is saying. Persistence is about knowing that you already are all versions of yourself, all identities. So imagine your ideal right now by telling yourself first, it's already done, it's already mine. Give your attention to your ideal. So you don't want to ask God as if it's something out there and separate from you, right? You don't want to be a seeker out there for the answers. There are no answers out there. You are the process. You are the evidence. You want to ask as God does, as that I am awareness. Your human imagination, that's your link to that higher power. I and the Father are one, but the Father is greater than I. The Father is greater because it only sees unity. It only sees your fulfillment. It only sees you as a powerful, beautiful creator, and gave you free will to decide what you want to create, consciously or unconsciously, right? So number one, assume it. Dare to assume it's already mine. It's already done. And then persistence is the fuel. Think of persistence as the fuel of love, unconditional love. When I frequently and with intensity, and intensity just means feeling the love of who you really are. With frequency and intensity, persist in. It's already mine in the face of anything that I may see. Because remember, the circumstances do not create anything. They're just old reflections of past inner talking. That's it. So, what you persist in imagination holds more weight than the physical reality. The physical reality doesn't create, you do. That's why those three words are so powerful when you claim it and own it in the face of anything that you no longer prefer. It's already done. It's already mine. It gets you right back into that state of gratitude. And your state of being is infinitely more powerful than any circumstance you might be facing. So every challenge has two faces. Every challenge, two faces, one power. Either you're going to see it through the vantage point of limitation and lack, neediness, and this is a struggle, or the other face is, this is an opportunity for me to mold the clay in a different way, to mold my reality into another version of myself by not changing my circumstances, but changing the idea of who I am. That if it's already done, I'm coming from that higher inner being, that higher thought, and that inner being already has the vantage point, the purview, the overview that I can't see with my physical mind. So we don't fight the physical mind. We let it chatter. It's just going to have its say. The ego is always getting in there, chattering away and trying to keep you small, because the ego is just the thought of fear. Remember that, right? It's only just a thought of fear, an idea of fear. And if we use it as a point of relativity instead of fighting with it, then we literally leave it alone, just shove it aside, and then go back to focus, persistently assuming with frequency and intensity, it's already mine, it's already done. Remember, the physical world is just yesterday's mindset, yesterday's inner talking, and you only ever have here and now, so you get a do-over in every now moment. So, remember, persist in it's already done, because every desire that goes unfulfilled is because you persisted in lack. You assumed the feeling of lack instead of assuming the feeling of love and fulfillment. So, shift anything with those three words. It's already done. It's already mine. Imagine that. And just watch how quickly the physical world will rearrange itself around your new state of being. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your lovely comments. Thank you for liking and sharing the video. That's how we get it out to more people. Share it with your friends, with your family, if you think they will be inspired by content like this. And thank you for subscribing. And until next week, I'll see you soon.